We believe in the collective.
We believe in the collective.
That's suspicious.
The bloom is finally off the rose for the Kamala Harris campaign. She's going to be revealed for the leftist, socialist, Marxist that she actually is, because she's going to have to start giving interviews, okay? And when this happens, everything is going to crumble. And by the way, did you hear? She actually had her first official interview, only it's not on video, and it's all basically requotes, and it's incredibly short, and it sounds a lot more like talking points than anything else. So as you can see over here on Twitter, or X as it were, Eugene Daniels says, VP Kamala Harris took a few questions on the tarmac just now. On a sit-down interview, I've talked to my team. I want us to get an interview scheduled before the end of the month. So she just basically gave comments to say she wants to actually set up an interview. Yay, good for her. And on the debate with Trump, she says, well, I'm glad that he's finally agreed to debate on September 10th. This is some substantive stuff. And I wonder how much cackling was there that was redacted from these requotes here, okay? Now down here, he gets a little bit more specific. On being open to debates, I'm happy to have that conversation about an additional debate after September 10th. For sure, because there's so much time to schedule these things, all right? And then also, on Republican attacks on Walt's record, she says, listen, I praise anyone who has presented themselves to serve our country, and I think that we all should. And you know what? I agree with her, except for when they lie about their service, okay? And why on Trump originally backed out of the debate, I am beyond trying to speculate about how he thinks, all right? Because he's such a radical, okay? So this is truly amazing right here. She's going to be lauded for this in the press, for sitting down and making what? 5 separate statements, all right? That's her talking to the reporters. That is her answering hard-hitting questions about what she actually believes and what her policies actually are. And of course, this is all being reflected in the polls. Over here from Rasmussen, we can see that Trump is leading Harris 49-44. So all of those polls coming out over the last couple of weeks, all of that bounce she got by replacing Joe Biden, all of that positive coverage she's been receiving, and it's going to result in everything sinking back to where it was. And of course, Trump was leading Biden 51-40 something at that point. So hopefully we're going to see us getting back to that level. Of course, the big reason Kamala Harris is the candidate is because she's black and she's a woman. And so the left is hoping that she will siphon away a lot of the support from Donald Trump in minority communities and of course among female voters. But it doesn't look like that's going to happen on this piece from Newsmax, where basically black and Latino voters are coming out and saying, guess what? Biden-Harris sucks. Trump is the way to go. Check this out.
Are Black and Hispanic voters persuaded by identity politics or actual policies? We hit the streets of the Bronx to find out.
She's using her color. I thought that Martin Luther King said the color wasn't the issue. I thought it was the content of our character that we were supposed to be recognized for. But if she's going to keep running on that color, she's going to have a misconception about how black people really wrong.
If you bring somebody into office that looks like you, but then continues to detriment your community, what was that for? But if you choose somebody who can raise your community, then you chose the right one.
Yes. Wait,
so
who do you choose?
Personally, I choose Trump.
I'm looking for who I think is more qualified to run the country. That's all I'm looking at.
Black Latinos are starting to be a little bit more critical. They're fed up of their hard-earned money going to illegal, undocumented people.
Kamala Harris did not do a good job on the border because from what I know, a lot of people were coming from the other side and doing a lot of bad things to what we call home.
I think she's not a good candidate for president because she's with Joe Biden for the past 2 years, a wreck up in New York, you know.
Colors don't matter, man.
Right, they don't.
Ask God, man.
That's true. So what do you think about a candidate that uses their race as a selling point? Do you think
that's some weird
That's weird.
You lost already, 2024. If you racist today, you lost. Nobody going against Trump.
It's not about race, it's about what they provide for the society, is what they could do for the community.
With her putting a lot of black Americans in jail for the marijuana, they're not really going for her.
We also got people's thoughts on Trump's recent comments on Harris's ethnicity.
She was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black.
Yeah, she was Hindu when it suited her purpose, you know, and now that she's running, the black vote suits her purpose. So, like Trump said, you know, now she's black.
Donald Trump is absolutely right. Her mother's Indian, her father's Irish Hindu, and she's always presented herself as Indian.
What do you think about Trump saying Kamala Harris is black? I thought she was Indian. She was saying she was Indian.
That's my response. Trump is an open book, yo. Facts.
That's just Trump being Trump. I don't believe he's racist. I don't even think he has a racist bone in his body.
Trump said that Kamala Harris always portrayed herself to be Indian, and now all of a sudden she's saying she's black.
Right? Nah, she's really Indian. She just want our support. She's trying to snatch our support away from Trump. But that's not how that's going down.
That is some good video right there. The very thing Kamala Harris is trying to do, shore up that coalition of diverse support, is not going to go the way she wants. And I know that this is all anecdotal evidence, but when you couple that with the polls we've been looking at and the direction her campaign has been going, it's hard to deny that, yes, Donald Trump still has the upper hand in this race. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and stay safe out there, people, because they're coming after you.